idea the amount of ignorant mess we're about to get into right now.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make you.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black on Black Cinema. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
And Terrence.
What's up?
All right, guys, we're back. This episode is episode 169, Queen and Slim. This is a review of Queen and Slim. This is not a actual broadcast of the movie. You can rent that or buy it wherever, not here.
The exasperation in your voice having to do that every
single time
is amazing.
Y'all stupid. Like, for real. Like, look, I like the fact that you watched the video for the 5 seconds that you did, but good Lord.
Oh, is it free?
fucking-
No, it's not free. Dum-dum. Go away. Get out of here. So again, this is a review of Queen and Slim. This is Lena Waithe's produced and written first feature film, directed by Melina Masoukas, who has done work with Lena Waithe before on like Master of None and things like that. Starring Daniel Kaluuya and Jodie Turner-Smith, Bokeem Woodbine, Flea, and others. So, Terrence, you had seen this before. The two of us had not. So I'm going to start with you, and then I'm going to go to you, Micah.
Okay, you going with me first?
I'm going with you. You're the vet.
Right. I saw it when it came out. I got the screener for it. Went to the movie, saw it. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I liked it for what it was. I did have some problems with it. I remember once I got out of the movie theater, the first thing I texted you guys was like, yo, the dialogue is fucking bizarre in like the first 30 minutes of this movie. It's just weird. It's beautifully shot. Half of the acting was good because I like it. Look, these are just my thoughts. The second viewing, I still like it, just not as much as I did the first time.
Okay.
Because I think it's influenced by the fact that like you start learning other things about the writer of it and how she sees herself. And then you kind of start picking things up in the writing and in the dialogue, and you're like, that's strange. And then certain things in the movie happen, and I'm kind of like, that doesn't. Well, the first time I saw it, I'm like, that doesn't make any goddamn sense. The second time, I'm like, yeah, that really, you're trying to send a message that you kind of flopped on. But again, I still like it for what it is. Again, it's beautifully shot, acted halfway decently. About one character is far better than the other, but there's a reason for that. The standout to me was Bokeem Woodbine. He was just funny to me.
I always like seeing him in anything.
Yeah, he's good. Like him and Dave Chappelle are becoming the same person.
Yeah, they kind of look identical.
They really are. Overall, yeah. It's a tough rating now, because when I first saw it, I would have given it like a 3.5, 4. Second viewing, it's knocked down to like a 2.5 to 3.
Okay.
Like again, I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's just, it's just fine. It's cool.
All right. Micah.
We try not to talk about the movies before we come on the show so that we can get our natural reactions, but I couldn't help but to text you guys and saying that one of the two movies that we're about to do today is really pissing me off.
I knew exactly what movie you were talking about before you said, because I was talking to him before you got here. I'm like, I knew it was Queen and Slim.
And yeah, Queen and Slim, like I'm kind of it's weird, right? Because
here we go. Like you sat up in your chair, you did the Xbox thing, like, oh shit, let me get serious.
I'm of two minds of this movie, right? Because the love story of a date just going straight into the trash can, but these two people having to be together, and them growing to kind of love each other. I like that. I appreciate it. It's one character is very standoffish. Another one is a little too, easygoing, and they kind of meet in the middle and they fit together, right? I appreciate that. I appreciate the way the movie looks. It's shot well. It's shot in areas that don't get love in movies.
Yep.
But then all that pesky story shit comes in, and I'm like, yo, like none of this makes sense. Like, this doesn't make any sense. You're a lawyer. What are you doing?
I had a problem with that.
This is the worst advice that you would give anyone, right?
In the moment.
And I even...
You're mad running your mouth right now.
You need to shut the fuck up.
Right.
Okay, like, I even enjoy, like, the folkloreness of it all, right? Like, here are these two people who are on the run because of something that happened involving a cop, and they are lionized as kind of like folk heroes, right? I can appreciate that in like a more fantastical sense
it's like
of
a
things.
twisted fairy tale,
Right. I get that, and I appreciate it, right? But like, again, the pesky story shit, right? The sinew, the stuff that links everything together doesn't work. And it really doesn't work. Like, I just don't like the pragmatism that I have is just like, I can't enjoy this movie. Because it doesn't make sense, yo. And I'm sitting there watching it with my wife, who's a lawyer, and it's just like...
Is this the kind of shit y'all do at work?
So, this movie is very interesting.
Who's a worse lawyer, this woman or the woman from Fall from Grace?
You know what? The woman from Fall from Grace can be taught. This one has been taught and is giving bad advice.
She don't give a fuck about it, man. Yeah, you are wildin'.
So I don't know if I can recommend this movie, man.
Wow.
You know what? I recommend this movie if you skip like the first 30 minutes of it. If you just come in and they're on the road.
Yeah, that's a wild movie.
then you like just watch the last part of the last half of this movie. And then, you might enjoy it. But it was okay, but I don't know if I can recommend it to people.
So here,
look, you did the same thing.
so okay,
like
so
as soon as you were like, I'm of two minds, I'm like, we literally just talked about this like 45 minutes ago. Because he's like, I
am also of two minds. I am of many minds on this movie. So I'm newly seeing this, right? And the reactions I heard, like, I thought the trailer for this movie was very good. And I was, like, super intrigued to see this. I was like, oh, okay, cool. It's like a black, modern, Bonnie and Clyde sort of thing, but sort of taking into account, like, the Black Lives Matter instead of, like, just robbing niggas, right? Like, that's the basic Bonnie and Clyde story. So I like that aspect. I like, a new twist on an old thing. So I was okay with that. And it's black. So I was like, all right, I'm doubly down. What I found, what I was expecting was one thing. What I found was a movie that, one, Terrence, you could not have been more correct about how odd the dialogue was. I disagree with you, however, that it was only the first 30 minutes. I would say it was the entire movie, right up until niggas got shot at the end. Spoiler alert. But I was also taking, like, I was reading people's reviews and their thoughts of the movie, and like, when people's thoughts are really extreme, I start to question it, right? I'm like, is it that bad?
No.
It's not that bad, right? But I think people who are like, this is the greatest movie I've ever seen, relax. Also insane, right, to me. But what I found was, I agree with you on the sentiment of a lot of things, but the pesky story part wasn't my issue with it. It was all the other things that you said that you actually liked. I hate it. Like, I actually go the complete opposite. Because, like, when you were saying, like, two people who are, like, a little different coming together, and, sort of meeting in the middle, I felt that wasn't true at all. Like, I felt like Queen's entire character was like this celestial body with an orbit going around it, right? The strong orbit. That instead of Slim kind of joining that orbit and maybe they kind of like work together, it just swallowed him whole and he was just like not a real character.
You don't think by the end of the movie you think that?
I think that he took on way more of her persona than she ever took on any of his.
I think she lightens up. Now, when I say she lightens up, it's at the very end.
You mean when like in the car?
Yeah, in the car when she's when she's hanging out the side.
No, but that's not, no. But I disagree with that because that scene wasn't her being more like him. He was terrified to do that. She wasn't mimicking him. She did it, and then he mimicked her. She was like, "No, pull over. You going to do this?" He was like, "You right?" Like the whole time. And so okay. So here's the thing. I don't know because I have not seen Lena Waithe talk about this. So I'm going to preface what I'm about to say with I don't know if this was an artistic choice or not. It felt to me like maybe she was trying to reverse the roles of like the male-female dynamic of the, like, especially the Bonnie and Clyde story, right? Like the Bonnie and Clyde story, like I'm referring to like the Warren Beatty movie, right? Is Clyde is this piece of shit. Bonnie gets pulled into his world and she slowly becomes a piece of shit over time just by being in his orbit. It feels like she's trying to do that in reverse. Because, like, Queen makes some real piece of shit moves, I thought. Like, come on, let's run from the law. He's like, no, but I don't really want to do that. Like, yo, what are we doing? Like, she kept pressuring him along. And I can understand maybe wanting, from an artistic perspective, wanting to reverse those roles, right? Like, have the woman to be more...
the asshole.
Right, and just a more controlling character. And I can appreciate that. But how it came off was... She was actually, like, to me, she was more, like, her character more embodied, like, these stereotypical roles that men and women are supposed to follow, and, like, kept calling Slim out for not being that way. Like, you're supposed to be doing, like, you know, like, I don't know. It felt like that to me, and I don't know, like, there was a part of me that was like, I wholly reject this entire attitude towards those characters. And it just felt like you were trying to put them in a box, but then trying to be like, oh, but then they'll come together. I was like, no, but you just put them in a box for fucking 95 minutes. Like, you didn't actually make their relationship didn't feel egalitarian to me at all. And I don't know if it was supposed to or not. It just didn't feel that way to me. And that like really bothered me from a modern perspective. Like it just did. Two young people going on this journey. It wasn't egalitarian at all.
With Queen's character being so rigid and so firm and by the end of the movie, her just being a little more aloof, whereas Slim is, you know, he seems to be down for whatever. But
he's a go with the flow kind of guy.
Right, but he kind of tightens up a bit, which is why he doesn't want to. Which is why he is like, I don't know if I want to hang out this car window. That seems kind of weird. But at the same time, it's like I've never been on a horse. You know what? I'm gonna do it. Like he seemed to be a little more irresponsible. But well, not really, because at the beginning of the movie, he was
he's mad responsible.
Yeah, he's incredibly responsible.
But this is what I'm saying. Like it doesn't. It doesn't quite jive. It doesn't quite jive. And the thing is, I think the core of the movie has that issue, and it just sort of filters out into many things, especially in how the dialogue is and stuff like that. Like, she comes off as, and I'm sure this part is on purpose in the beginning, a horrendous fucking date. I'm like, yo, you are the worst.
She's a bitch.
Yo, she's a real bitch for no reason.
But that's the point, right? The point is that these two people who obviously just do not like each other
have to get along,
and they eventually fall in love.
Well, it's not like they don't like each other. Like he's trying to make something work, but she's just like, nah, fuck you, nigga.
Right.
Yeah,
no, we're good. Take
what
me
you
home.
going on a date for, yo? All right.
I was sad to be alone. Oh, why were you sad to be alone? Because my client got executed. Yo, with 0 to 60, my nigga, goddamn.
Like,
just saying work was hard. Like, I need to know all that.
Lawyer.
Did you give him the same advice you gave me? That's why he dead. I'm dead. Shit. So yeah, I didn't hate the movie. I just found, and again, I don't know if Lena Waithe's point was to try to reverse the roles, and I'd have to see what she says about that. Like, but if it wasn't designed for her to be the sort of the quote unquote male character, in this, the typical male character, then all that tells me is that Lena Waithe has some seriously like particular views of how men and women should act that she either is unconsciously putting on these characters or not. I don't know. But I just kind of hated that. Like, I think you can have them come together and be different without one just swallowing up the other character, which I that's how I felt. I didn't feel, I feel like in the end, he did what he did because he had fallen in love with her, but it wasn't, I don't know. I'll be able to explain it more as we go through. I just, there were parts of this movie those fundamental parts I just did not care for. Also, I thought the acting from her was not good. I liked the acting, or excuse me, let me rephrase that. I didn't care for either one of their acting particularly, but I know that Daniel Kaluuya is quite a good actor because I've seen other things. The dialogue was so piss poor that they sounded so stilted.
Yeah, I was about to say,
and I don't
is it
know
the
her
acting
from
or is it what they're saying?
Right.
I think it's what they're saying.
It was the material they were given.
Right. And so I don't know her from anything else. So I'm not going to say like she's a bad actress at all. But I do know Kaluuya from other things, and I've seen his performance, and he's not stilted like that. So I'm just going to assume that it's the dialogue. But it was just weird.
And I have a theory about that dialogue because of something she said last year.
Okay, what was up? This is what Lena Waithe said.
Yeah, Lena Waithe, she did an interview or something like that, and towards the end of her response, she goes, "I don't have that." Like she's talking about Masuka, whatever her name is. What's her name? The director. She says, "I don't have that gift, although I'm gifted in my own way. I've seen All About Eve more times than anyone can imagine, and also can obsess over my best friend's wedding, and love Jones, and then watch Just Another Girl on the IRT, all in the same day, and get the same joy and fulfillment from those works. I think that's the reason my voice is so weird. It confuses people sometimes because I study Sorkin." That part right there, I'm like, that makes sense. It's like you were trying to write like Sorkin writes, and when we watch a Sorkin, we're like, no one talks like that.
No,
right. It's
too
super
snappy.
I think she was trying to do her own version of an Aaron Sorkin script, and it did not work.
Aaron Sorkin movie with everyone is just stupid. Whenever I'm watching Aaron,
everyone is a brilliant genius.
I'm like, yo, I hate this, but I like it at the same time.
Right, because you wish that the world was as smart as Aaron Sorkin thinks it is.
Yeah,
and it is not.
Nah, so I
world's mad dumb, my man.
Watching this, I'm like, oh, that makes sense now. Because especially in the diner. Like that dialogue in the very beginning of the movie, I'm like, yo, what the this is like I was in the movie theater, like, yo, who the fuck talks like that? I was like, what is going on here? And they're like, they were like talking, and then they were replying really quickly with it. I'm like, all right, this is weird, but okay. And then there were certain things that you were saying. I'm like, oh, you just trying to throw a message in there. And I get it, but like, relax. So you need to work on that. But anyway, we haven't even started the fucking movie yet.
Yeah, I was very disappointed with this movie.
Yeah, I was too. If I have to give it a score, it's a 2.5 out of 5.
Yeah,
like I was disappointed, and again, I didn't hate it. I just didn't. There's some things like at the core of this movie I just didn't care for. I just didn't. But by the way, I would like to say, that does not mean I don't want to see more from Lena Waithe. I actually do want to see more from her because I think she's really talented. I just don't think she hit it out of the park with us. Because like that Thanksgiving episode of Master of None, it's some top shelf shit if you've never seen it. Like,
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's really quite good.
Really good. Like it's like
she won like an Emmy.
It's moving. Like it pulls emotion out of you. Yeah. The correct emotion that it's trying to pull out of you.
Right, not anger. Like, what are we doing? All right, so
people love this movie though. Critics love this movie. And,
that's not surprising.
Critics love this movie, and the audiences love this movie. Rotten Tomatoes? If that's how you judge movies, 82% critic score, 92% audience score.
I mean, it makes sense.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
I mean, half of that 92% just saw it because they wanted to see two black people kill a cop. That's
I mean, the trailer got me.
I saw that and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And then I saw the movie. I'm like, yo, this nigga is a wildin'. Unnecessary. Like, yo, okay, you know what?
This nigga's a super villain.
Hitler. Yo. Like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Oh boy. So the film opens up with a criminal defense attorney, Queen, who has an awkward dinner with her Tinder date Slim in an Ohio diner. I mean, look, we talked about this as far as the general weirdness of this scene of like their interaction. One, this is shot really well. Like it's like considering one of the things I really liked about this movie. Two things is I thought it was shot really well. The cinematography was nice. And the soundtrack is really good. Yeah. Like the general vibe of this movie is very cool. I actually really dig it. So they're sitting in there having this shitty date, and she's just kind of being a general bitch, as you were saying. Like she's is
an asshole.
Yeah, she's just not pleased. She's had a shitty day, and she said she only went out with him because one of her clients got executed, and she didn't want to be alone. Which is definitely that really gets your
like
your dick moving on a date. Oh, is that why we're here? Oh, awesome. Can't wait to have more of this conversation. This sucks. And Slim is a very kind of like laid back kind of dude. Like he's just a very go with the flow kind of guy. He's a Micah, if you will. Right?
Yeah.
This is more of a you type.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're married to a lawyer. Is this how your relationship is?
Yeah. No, because if we were put in that situation, my wife would be smart enough to pull the phone camera out of her purse while she's in the car and then film in the car. She wouldn't get the fuck. All right, yo.
I'm reaching for my phone. You trying to get shot?
All right, yo. All right, that doesn't make sense, but all right, whatever.
It's fine. Like, is this your first day?
A lot of stupid decisions being made from this.
Yeah, in that one scene, and they were all made by one person. I was like, okay. So after their little diner date, Slim decides that he's going to drive Queen home. At one point,
his license plate says "Trust in God."
Yes.
Like, all right.
Yeah, much like my license
trust
plate
God.
says. Trust God.
Is that what yours says?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Which that had to have been some kind of choice that she made. I'm like, I don't know. I don't get it.
I mean, he's a religious guy.
No, I mean, he's a religious guy, but like, why?
That's what black people do, yo.
No, I'm talking about we're talking about the movie itself. Like, why did they always choose him? Like, why did she make that such a big deal as far as like he was like saying grace and all this other shit, and she's like, I'm an atheist. Fuck Jesus.
I think it's more. I think it's more to illustrate the fact that these two are polar opposites, right? That they eventually attract.
Okay.
Would you ever date an atheist, Micah?
Yeah. Wow. Why not? I don't care, yo. People take that shit way too seriously, man.
Yeah, you go to church often, right?
Once a month.
Once a month.
On a good, month.
You'd be like, yeah,
on a good month.
like, yeah, man, I'm gonna go to church. You'd be like, all right, have fun. I'm going to brunch. Which is exactly my response when people say they're going to church. So while they're driving, Queen takes Slim's phone and she starts looking through it.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I don't.
Don't snatch my phone. Don't touch my radio.
Yeah, I
did
agree.
both things.
Yeah, she fucked all the way up. And so when he was like, they were joking back and forth. When he goes to take back the phone, snatch back the phone, his car swerves a little bit.
Right.
And then they get pulled over by the police, and the cop pulls them over. And so before the cop comes up to the car, Queen is like, "Do you have any weapons? Do you have any drugs?" You know. And like she's asking him all these questions because she don't want to get hemmed up on some bullshit. And he's like, "Nah, yo, like I'm a good dude. Like I don't have anything." He's like, "I have a pocket knife in the glove box." Like,
it's like my license plate says "Trust God." I'm fine.
Yeah. And so the cop pulls him over, and the cop does something that's really obnoxious. He shines the light in his face, and then he puts his hand up. Someone puts his hand up to block it. And he's like, well, "Put your hand down." And Queen's like, "Well, he's only doing that because you're shining the light in his face." And I'm like, one, I'm going to need you to shut the fuck up. I'm going to need you to shut up. I'm a grown-ass man.
Like, right. This is a cop. He's already wilding. Like, just relax.
Right.
Shut up.
I don't need you doing fucking color commentary from the passenger seat, yo. Shut up, yo. I mean, ironically, he has a line to Queen later on, which he could have used in this scene, where she was like, "Don't talk to me like that." He was like, "I'll talk to you any kind of way I want to talk to you. Like, shut the fuck up." And that's exactly how I felt this entire scene.
Yeah, the entire movie is her fault.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
100% her fault.
It is.
It is. Is that part of the reason people are mad about this movie? That it's basically a black woman's fault that this nigga got shot
I don't
and she
think
got
people
shot?
are reading that far into it. I think people are mad.
I think they should.
I think dummies are mad because of the ending.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. It's a Bonnie and Clyde movie, my nigga. It is. People are like, it's
People
nothing
were
like Bonnie and
super
Clyde.
upset about the
Feel like you
ending.
never saw Bonnie and Clyde. I feel like you never saw it.
I mean, I feel like you're not even thinking. You know what I mean? Like,
They killed a cop, nigga.
How else is this story going to play out?
They get
They're
on
going
the
to take a
plane.
puddle jumper to Cuba?
Yeah. They're gonna take a puddle jump into Cuba and they just gonna just drink coconut water all day. What the fuck kind
Nigga,
of
this ain't
fantasy?
Batman. What the fuck? This ain't the Dark Knight Rises.
They have a countrywide manhunt that two niggas killed a white cop. The fact that they made it out of the state is
pretty
a
impressive.
superhero movie. Come on.
I was in the
They shot every black person coming out of that border. Get out of here. No.
and they shot this nigga. And he was dead, and I'm like, "Yo, you don't get away with killing the cop." That was the first
Right,
thing
yo.
I said
That's not
when they
a-
killed him. I'm like, "Well, they're gonna die," but they made you. They did some things that make you think, "Oh, maybe they are gonna get away with it."
Look, when they pulled up to the plane, I was like,
Oh shit!
wait a minute. And the
Make no
cop, I was like,
goddamn
oh,
sense. And then
there
that
it
fucking
is.
group, I was like, "Oh, well,
This isn't gonna work out the way you thought.
yeah." Like you thought.
Yeah, I don't understand getting mad at the end. I just don't. Like, it seemed like a pretty obvious.
It's a thing like we're tired of seeing our folks getting killed.
Yeah, I
by the
get
cops.
that.
I understand that, but like at the same time, like niggas get shot every day, B.
Right.
Yo, shut up, man.
One of the greatest lines of all time. Oh, fuck. So, yeah, the cop pulls him over. Queen is just like, you're giving mad commentary from the passenger seat.
And I'm not one to like curse at people. Like I would have told her to shut the fuck up. He
As Slim?
Yeah, Slim.
Oh,
was like,
100%.
Please relax. I'm like, yo, shut up. Shut the fuck.
No, this is where like I don't like cursing at women.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
but no, yo,
Shut the fuck up.
This warrants a shut the fuck up.
Like, we're not getting another Tinder date. I don't give a fuck. I'm trying to live.
You're right. Like at this point, yo, I'm black. You black. This nigga's crazy. Shut the fuck up. I'll take my ticket. Whatever. This nigga's crazy.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, she's like, why are you checking the trunk? Shut the fuck up. Yeah, it's the fucking Dave Chappelle thing. Like, he's got the mics lined up, like, shut the fuck up. Shut up, yo. Just shut your mouth. Just for 10 minutes, yo. I get it. You are a strong black woman. You have opinions. You are a lawyer. You are very accomplished. I get all that. I'm a dumb nigga. But if we could just live to see tomorrow, that would be great. You can write all of the terrible shit about me on Facebook you want. I don't give a fuck. So while they're standing at the trunk, the cop is like, look, pop the trunk. And he's like, what's in there? The guy's like, yo, just mad shoe boxes. And he was like, what's in the box? He's like, shoes. My nigga, like, what the fuck? Drugs. I don't know. And so the guy opens the trunk. There's nothing in it. And while the cop is checking, Slim does something that I would argue not the best move, which is, can you hurry up?
Yeah, yo.
Yeah, don't do that. The cop was like, the fuck? And he was like, nah, it's just cold. Like, I don't want to be sitting out here. It's cold. I'm like, again, I need you to shut the fuck up. Like, I feel like none of y'all have ever seen cops before. Like, knock it off.
Like, have you ever been pulled over by the cop?
Right, yo. Goddamn, man.
Yeah, but this is, to that point, there is a new aspect, and I feel like a bitch ass nigga for saying this, but I'm gonna say it because it's real, and I feel like people try to pretend like they don't do the same thing. And I'm not in the business of lying. People talk like this new thing of like talking wild to cops in this era.
Nah, yo.
Don't do that.
No.
You
Like,
liable to get fucked
people
up,
do
yo.
it when they have their cameras. Yeah, absolutely. Like,
I'm not doing that.
Like if I have my camera phone out and I'm like recording, I'm still not gonna be spicy as fuck. I'm just gonna be like, yo. Like the last time I got pulled over, I got a warning, which was fucking amazing. but
Was it a black cop? Because apparently
No, it was not.
they don't follow the law in this fucking universe.
yeah,
But whatever. That scene pissed
wasn't
me
it,
off.
but,
It's so
like,
unrealistic.
I didn't have a camera. I didn't have a camera phone or anything like that. But I wasn't like, I was respectful, but I was like agitated at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yo, I think no, it was the time that I was going to
He got
fucking
pulled.
Fast and Furious.
He got pulled over.
You got pulled over for speeding. We're going to see Fast and Furious.
No, I wasn't speeding.
He was in stop and go
I was,
traffic.
fucking Liberty,
okay.
I was on Liberty Road.
Okay.
I was on Liberty Road at 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh well, yeah, that's literally
You ain't going
Where the fuck I'm
It's
going?
literally impossible to speed
Right.
at
I'm
that
sitting
part
in
of the
traffic
road.
like, yo, this is wild. And then it's like the lights come on behind me. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? I'm not like, I had a hoodie on.
Mistake.
I was in the Audi, I had the hoodie on, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. So I pulled over into the fucking the parking lot, and he gets out. I'm like, why'd you pull me over? I was like, look, you're a cop, whatever. Fuck you. Like, what did you pull me over for? I was like, I'm in traffic. I wasn't speeding and nothing like that. He's like, I ran your place. I was like, why?
Yeah,
What the fuck did I do?
I was like,
supposed to
for
be
what?
fishing. What the fuck?
Yeah,
What
that's
the hell?
not
He's
the
like, well, I ran your place, and there was a flag on your place. I'm like, well, first of all, I'm like, but you ran them. I wasn't speeding. I'm like, I'm in the middle of Liberty Road. I'm doing 30 miles an hour. If that, there was really no reason for you to do so. But okay, fine. There was a flag because my insurance was fucked up. Something happened. They fucked up. Yeah, I was just pissed. I was fucking mad as fuck. Because first of all, I was gonna be late to the movie because he pulled me over, and the second of all, he pulled me over for no fucking reason at all.
Yeah.
But I was just like, yo, this is fucked up. But I wasn't like screaming, "Fuck you, nigga!" I'm like, nah.
Nah, yo, you
I was
getting
just
knocked
kind of
out
asking
over
questions
that.
like, yo, why, yo? What was the point?
Right, but that's not what this was. Like, they were talking to this nigga like he wasn't shit. And I'm like, yo, don't do that. Like, I get it. Everybody wants to be an internet tough guy, but like,
Yeah, don't do that. No one does that.
Yeah.
Unless they have it.
That's
and they're gonna
how
post
you
it on
become a
Facebook.
martyr, yo.
Well, look at me talking mad spicy as cop. Bow! Oh shit, he shot me. Yeah, nigga, stop. Yo, don't do that.
Yeah,
but people perpetrate that like nonsense. Like, yo, I say anything to a cop. Like,
No, you
don't.
Like white people do.
Yeah, they have
do.
a privilege
They
we
got
do
the
not
right
have.
to do that nonsense, but like, nah, yo, I'm not gonna be talking spicy to a fucking cop.
Nope.
Right.
Now I don't do the yes or no sir shit.
No,
I'm just
I
like,
don't say
yeah.
yes or no to the people older than me.
No, I don't.
Fuck that.
I'm a grown ass
I
man.
don't
Get
call
out of here.
nobody sir or ma'am.
No, I'm just
Unless
like,
I'm doing it like to be funny.
right. I will be like, yes, no, like that's it. I don't believe in giving you any extra information than you ask. Where you going? Home? Where you live at? Home, nigga. Like, nah, yo, I'm not giving you any extra information.
Like,
Fuck
why
out
do
of
you
here.
need all this info? What did I do?
Right. But
I ain't letting you search my car either, yo.
Yeah, nah.
no, get a warrant. Get a warrant. Get a
Yeah.
warrant.
Like if
Fuck
you're
that,
hiding
yo.
nothing, I'm
Nothing.
not hiding anything.
Yeah.
I just want to go
Get a
home.
warrant. Call your sergeant. Get his ass down here because he gonna be pissed when he open his trunk and ain't nothing in here but a bag for my daughter. Nothing's in there,
Like,
nigga.
there's nothing
A
in my
jar
trunk.
of food. You want baby food? You want carrots? That's all I got in there. Leave me alone. And some fucking winter mats. That's it. It's boring. So yeah, it's just fucking stupid. So she gets her ass up out of the goddamn car, which is crazy. And she's like, I'm filming this. And the cop is like, you get on your knees, tells Slim. He looked like he about to shoot him. She gets out and she's like, I'm filming this. Then the cop is freaking out, right? Because he's like, yo, these niggas got me surrounded. And so, even though they don't have guns, and he shoots her in the leg. And then he gets into a kind of a wrestling match with Slim, and then Slim, I would assume kind of mistakenly, as he's wrestling the gun away, ends up shooting the cop in the head.
Yeah.
I think it was instinct. I think it was just pure instinct.
Yeah, sure, I'll take
Like
that.
it was self-preservation.
Yeah, because he was gonna get killed.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, that cop was going to shoot him.
Right.
At
Oh,
that
no,
point, that
100%.
cop was going to put a bullet in his head.
Right.
So I
After
get it.
tussling with that nigga. It's like, nah.
Yeah, because look, here's one thing white people don't want to do. They don't want to lose a fight. To a black dude? You think a cop wants to lose a fight to a black dude? Get out of here. He's like, nah, I got 9 reasons why I'm not gonna lose this fight right here. Like, get the fuck out of here. So as he's punching and kicking him or whatever, he's like, stop resisting. I'm like, are you trying to choke me to death?
I love how the fucking cops are like, stop resisting as I'm choking you. And like the body naturally does shit that, you know.
To
Like,
preserve
if you're
itself.
choking me to
Right.
death, yeah, I'm going to try to stop you from doing that. Like,
Right.
I like breathing.
Right.
Like, it's kind of fun.
No one's going to let you sit there and choke them. What the fuck?
Stop resisting. The way my humanity is set up, I cannot do that. Cannot abide by this. So yeah, they shoot the cop in the head, which was fine by me. And in that moment, like they're both, Queen and Slim are both like kind of freaked out for obvious reasons. And Slim is like, yo, we can't leave this guy here. And she was like, yes, we can. She was on some Obama shit. She was like, yes, we can. Let's go. And so they just left that nigga and they bounced. And they got rid of their cell phones because they were tracking
the lawyer, the person whose job it is to uphold law and order. She's like, nah, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
Nah, they're gonna kill you if they find you. I'm like,
yo, look, I'm sorry, yo. I'm sorry. If I was her, I'd have been like, yo, thanks for the date. I'm gonna limp my ass home.
Oh, damn, you just gonna break out? You gonna
I can't. Yo, I'm not gonna be a part of this shit. And if I was him and she said that shit, I'd be like, no, bitch, you gonna stay here with me and you gonna stick it out. You got me shot. God damn it.
Almost shot.
Right, almost shot.
So what do you do?
She got herself shot.
Yo, she was so. Yo, this first scene. This is when I sent you that message. This is when I sent you that message, Joe. I'm like, yo, this
movie, and it's probably the first 15 minutes.
This shit is real.
First of all, she was an asshole, man. And then this whole sequence with this fucking Hitler cop and her fuck ups as a lawyer. I didn't know you might.
Yo, we're sitting there watching this shit, and my wife is a talker, right? She talks through movies. It's annoying, but it's cute when we're together, right? And she's just like flipping out. She's like, man, she's going through all the different things that you should probably do, and not like, nah, yo, nah.
So at the point that he shoots the cop, what did your wife say should have happened?
No, she said that that both of them should have just stayed there and explained the situation, because she's like, hello, there's a dash cam there. Right. There's probably a dash cam running. The dash cam, it won't absolve them of everything, but it's way better than hightailing it.
Yeah, and I mean the thing is, the dash cam don't have audio. Yeah, a lot of times it's just video,
right?
Which is a problem, by the way.
Yeah, that's crazy because the cops can say whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, facts without context. Facts without context are useless.
But like he like on that tape, he clearly looked like he was wilding.
He was right.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Like what's his name was like?
That's not.
What's his name was like? Can you hurry up because it's cold? Oh shit! Like that's not a lot of. I don't and nah, yo.
Yeah, but without sound, you could be like, you could have been like, yo, all cops should die, and the cops like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He's like, oh shit, like
yeah, I said that was my breath. Like nah, like yeah.
And she would be like, why did she get out the car? Why did she get out of the car in order to film it? Like, I don't know. I'm hung up on this scene because this scene is literally the reason that the movie happens.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, and none of it makes sense. Like, this is the sloppiest point of the movie in terms of a story, and now your whole movie hinges on this. Like, I could not get it out of my mind while I was watching this whole movie.
Yeah, guys, I don't like this movie. I don't like this movie. I don't hate it, but I don't like it. I don't care for it. Yeah, I mean, she says something in him that I thought was a really enlightening moment. It's a super simple bit of dialogue, and he's like, yo, I'm not a criminal. And she just looks at him, she's like, you are now. And he's just like, nigga. Like,
right.
You're right, but that's horrendous to me because he's like this, this good guy. I think I would have just stayed. I don't think I would have done the run, man.
Look, man.
I just got to face the fire, but I'm not gonna run,
No, I wouldn't have run. I'd been like, I put a bullet in this cop's head. Like, it was self-preservation. He's got a dash cam. Like, I'm probably gonna go to jail. I am. Can't kill a cop and get away with it.
No. You can't kill a cop and then they just be like, oh, okay, well, this all checks out.
Right.
They're going to figure out a way to throw your ass directly in prison.
Right.
And they're going to try to fuck you up in prison, too.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, they're not going to just let you go to prison and be cool.
I'm like, if you look at this fucking dash cam, like, I swerved because this bitch grabbed my fucking phone.
Yeah. She need to be in jail.
They should have look, we all got phones now. They should have pulled that shit out instantly.
Yeah, I'm not getting pulled over by a cop and not pulling my phone out. That's just
not
number one.
Especially in this day and age.
No, absolutely.
I don't go nowhere without my phone.
I don't walk the dog without my wallet.
I don't go to the bathroom at work without my phone.
No. No. So they're like, all right, let's break out of town. They're driving, and for some reason, Slim is driving the car and just does not realize he's on E. He says he's got a lot of shit on his mind.
I mean,
All right,
kind of. That's the last thing.
I get it. All right, fine. You got a lot of shit on your mind. Fine. I never go somewhere with lower than a quarter tank of gas. Never.
Yeah, we know.
Never.
I do, but it's only generally to go to the gas station.
Nah, yo. I've run out of gas before.
How? How does that happen?
I wasn't. It wasn't my car.
And?
It wasn't my car. I wasn't driving. Someone else was driving.
Oh.
Yeah. Ran out of gas on Fulton Avenue. Right. I'm never gonna be in a car.
What part of Fulton Avenue?
Does it matter? Does it matter? It doesn't matter.
It's kind of long.
I'll see if I can find the cross street.
Look, that's a deep Baltimore cut. Here's the thing: you don't want to be caught anywhere on Fulton Avenue without fucking gas.
No,
That's insane.
That's funny.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's wild.
I always pay attention to how much gas I have. Also, the car lets you know.
Well, how long ago was this?
This was a long time.
Oh,
ago.
they didn't let you know then.
No,
like you can get
this
a
was
chime.
a very, very long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah, my car's like, yo, you have 40 miles.
Yeah, my car starts beeping at you like, nigga, I'm
No,
thirsty.
they ain't do that.
You're right.
They ain't do that.
Like, knock it off. What are you doing? So they're pulled over. They flag down this pickup truck. This guy picks them up. This guy,
What's his name? I can't remember the actor's name.
he's been in a ton of things. But he picks him up, and turns out he's a sheriff. And it's so funny because Slim is like, he sees the sheriff badge on the guy's dash. He's like, oh shit. It's crazy that you're a sheriff and picked this up. That's wild. And so he's like, yeah, all right, man. He's like, look, I'll take you to go get some gas.
His name is Benito Martinez.
He's been in many things. Takes him to a local gas station.
Oh, he was in Jack Ryan recently.
Oh, right. He's like their boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I like that guy. He's a good actor.
Yeah.
So he goes into the convenience store because they don't have any money. He buys a gas can and he's going to go fill up with gas. He, however, hears on his radio that a black man and a black woman have been responsible for killing a cop. And so he realizes that he's in the presence of those two people. They grab his ass up. Immediately, Queen pulls a gun out on him, and she's like, yo, get your ass in the car.
Again.
This lawyer is wild. This lawyer is wild.
Not only is she a lawyer, but like she's not a lawyer for like PETA. Like this is the shit she does. And she's doing
she's a criminal justice lawyer, like some sort of defense attorney.
Yeah, she's like, nah, here's what you need to do. You need to break the law. Like, all right, that doesn't seem like okay. So they eventually grab him up, get him to drive them back to their car, and then they put him in their trunk of their white Honda, and then they take his pickup truck. They don't kill him because they don't want to kill people. They go to a local restaurant called Chubby's, and they find some money in this guy's glove box in his pickup truck. And they find a little fat kid, and they're like, hey, fat kid, do you want to get some free food? And he was like, hell yeah. And they're like, all right, go get us all this food, and you get to keep the change. And that little fat kid was like, yeah, all right, I'll do that.
Little fat kid was like, ain't gonna be no change after all this.
Yeah, I'm like, look, Biggie Smalls, go to church. So as they're hanging out, they're eating some food, and as they're about to leave, they end up hitting this dude's father with their pickup truck, going 8 miles an hour. It blew this whole nigga's knee out, apparently.
I mean, he's got a lot of weight on them knees.
He was like, "Wow, oh, you got me!" And so he goes down.
How did they not see his big ass show? Like, how did they not see?
They were talking to his fat ass.
Nah.
He blew
the
his
son
whole...
didn't eclipse the father, yo. Like, get out of here, yo. Like this, like stuff like this doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
I didn't see the real point of this.
Stuff like this doesn't make sense. Well, it's to establish, like, hey, wait,
they're being lionized.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the guy has like a song. He's like, cop killers, cop. I'm like, no, nigga, shut the fuck up. We gonna get killed. And that guy informs them that same cop that they killed a black dude
Like last year or something.
2 years ago or something. Right?
Yeah.
So
You would think that someone who studies law and practices it for a living would probably know that.
I mean, if they didn't know what the cop's name was.
Nah, yeah.
that dude did.
Nah. Yeah, right. Fatty Arbuckle over here. Dude.
Yeah, he had the fucking rundown. So
They
yeah,
never asked for his name and badge, so they didn't know what his name was.
Nah, yo.
no, she did ask for his name and badge, and then he
didn't
shot
give
her
it
in the leg. He was like, "What's your?"
Here's my badge number. Pop.
It's like, yeah,
9.
it's 1, 2, 3, pop, pop, pop. Oh shit. So they go to drop off the big guy and his son at the
By the way,
hospital.
this fat dude was a fucking asshole to his son.
Yeah, he was a real dick. I got mad bitches.
And your mama ain't one of them. Like, god damn.
Like, yo, is that your dad?
That was very strange. I was like, huh?
Like this is what this type of writing is what we're supposed to. Like, what is this? It has nothing to do with the story. I mean, this character does not warrant that dialogue to develop his character, right? Like he's a nothing character. He's not even named in the movie.
I think you gave him the name
Fatty Arbuckle.
Fatty Arbuckle. It seems rude.
I just don't.
Sounds like a name I would have come up with, but
Like, all right, yo.
I'm not a
Like,
problematic
he's like,
asshole.
if a cop shot my bitch, I'd shoot him too. I'm like, the fuck?
And she's like, yo,
what's
I'm
wrong
not a
with
bit. You know what? You got it. It's fine. I left your ass there. That's why your knee's all fucked up. So they go to drop this dude off at the hospital, and he's like, yeah, drop me off a little bit of ways away, because, they be like mad cameras and shit like that. I'm like, nigga, you're not an accomplice. Just get the fuck out of my truck. But again, they drop this guy and his son off at the emergency room, and I guess he's fine. They head down. They're driving to New Orleans because that's where Queen thinks she can hide out because she's got an uncle down there. They stop somewhere to get gas because, again, Slim just not paying attention to the meter in this truck.
Like, that's one thing I can appreciate about the movie is that nobody really pays attention to the
Anything?
amount of gas that they have in a car in just random movies, right? But like they did it twice in this movie. Like,
why?
Right? Like,
You could just have him stop to get gas. Like, it doesn't have to be like a part of his headcanon. Like, it's just fucking weird. It's a weird thing. Like, he does a lot of things in his life, and sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, but he always forgets to get gas. Okay. They go, Queen sits in the car, and Slim goes into a convenience store. In this scene...
Yeah, this scene pissed me off, even in the movie theater. I was like, what the fuck is this?
All right, go ahead. Talk about it.
So he goes. I
was gonna put my head down.
And he goes into a gas station. I'm assuming he was gonna stick them up to get some gas because he ain't no fucking money.
Yeah, that's what Queen said. She was like, just go in there, show him the gun.
so
that's what the lawyer said. The lawyer told her client to go stick this motherfucking gas station up.
So he goes.
It's solid legal advice.
He shows the clerk just I guess he's in his early 20s. He shows the clerk his gun. It's a white boy. And he's like, yo, is that a Glock? He's like, yeah. He's like, can I see it? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? At this point, I'm like, what's happening in this movie? He's like, can I see it? He's like, yeah. No, nigga, give me the fuck. Yo, let me get some gas. He's like, nah, I'll pay for your gas if you let me see the gun. And Slim is like, huh? Man, let me see it. And he gives this nigga his gun.
A loaded gun.
At least take the clip out, my nigga. At least take the clip out.
Yo, you deserve to get shot.
Yo, he shot that nigga in the head and the credits rolled. I'd be like, that seems fine. It's fine.
I'm like, at this point, yo, you dumb, yo. You deserve to get everything that you just got coming to you. You deserve it.
Oh,
It was so weird. So he gives him the gun, and the little nigga, he's got it, and he's.
Well, he trains it on him for.
Yeah.
There's a number of seconds where you don't know where the scene is going to go.
Right. And Slim is like, yo, what are you doing? yo, what you doing, yo? What you doing? And he's like,
I'm just fucking
with you.
around.
And he gives him money for the gas.
Boy, that is some white boy humor right there.
Like, that shit ain't funny. Like, I'd have punched him in his face after he gave it the gas.
No, like, yeah, there, bow, like get the fuck out of here, or just shot him in
It
the
was
leg.
so weird.
Fuck
yo.
you.
It was a fucking bizarre. And I don't understand the purpose of the scene.
Is it his gullibility? Because he's still like such an innocent kind of guy.
I guess. Because it just didn't make any sense to me. I was like, yo, what is the purpose? It didn't prove anything, but this nigga's a real idiot.
Just another
God.
stupid decision after another. Just a sea of stupid decisions in this movie.
They get down to New Orleans and they go to visit Queen's uncle, played by Bokeem Woodbine.
He was very funny.
He's the guy I want playing me in a black on black cinema documentary or film. Uncle Earl. No, he's a perfect representation of the type of angry nigga I can be, depending on the situation.
Can be.
Yes, can be. Fuck you. I also have that same jacket, which is weird. So I don't, by the way. I do not. So they're sitting there, they're enjoying a good home cooked meal. Just a side note for Slim's sort of personality. This nigga eats like an animal.
Yeah, I can't stand it. I can't stand
I mean,
it.
if you hungry.
Yo, come on, yo. He's literally just shoving the food in his mouth. It's like he's barely breathing.
She even comments of like, yo, can you stop making all that noise while you eat, please? That's one thing I'll agree with her on.
Well, but that
The
comes
whole
back.
fleeing the scene of a crime thing, no. Being a loud eater, yeah.
That was the one thing you're like,
that-
this motherfucker's spitting.
We find
So in this scene, I guess Uncle Earl is a pimp,
Yeah, I'm assuming.
right?
They never really say.
So anyway, he's a pimp of some sort, and so she's like, "Look, I need you." Queen is like, "Look, I need you to give us some money. You owe me." I don't think we ever really found out why.
No, we did.
no, we did.
We did at the end.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
She was his
First client.
lawyer. Yeah, she was his first client.
right.
He got him off of murder, off of a murder
Merchant.
or manslaughter or something like that.
That's right.
Yeah, because he killed her mother.
I was like, wow, that's fucked up. That was really bizarre.
She's got some real deep-seated fucked up scenarios.
And that's
going
why,
around here.
and I think she was trying to, make that point in the beginning. Because she's like, when they start running, he's like, yo, I want to see my family. He's like, well, you can't now. It's like, don't you have family you need to see?
She's like,
like,
fuck them.
no, I don't.
Fuck them.
So you don't have any family? She's like, nah, not really. So she has some family issues, clearly.
Yeah.
Fucking uncle killed her mama.
It's fucked up. So they're planning to go to Cuba, and that's how they're going to get away from all of this. Is to
Yeah,
get a
Cuba.
puddle jumper to Cuba. Okay.
Puddle jumper.
All right, sure. So Uncle Earl decides, he's like, look, I need you to change these two, change their hair. So they cut off all of Slim's hair, cut all his facial hair off. He does look kind of like a different person. It's kind of crazy. That's why I grow this beard, in case shit pops off. I can shave it, and I look 12 again, and just get out of town. They cut Queen's braids off. I am a fan of women with short hair. Doesn't bother me at all. Not one iota. She looked better with braids. I thought
Oh, damn.
I thought she looked better with braids. I just thought she did. I didn't think she looked bad. I just thought she looked better with braids. She looked great. Daniel Kaluuya without any facial hair looks like he's 4 years old. This nigga looks mad.
He looks like the bad kid on the playground.
He's mad young.
The bad kid on
nigga
the
named
playground
Turbo.
who's bad because nobody likes him, but nobody likes him because he's bad.
Yeah, he don't have a real reason. So they're like, this is a moment where they're trying to bond, right? But it's still, Queen still has some massive boundaries up. Like she's got big walls up.
Yeah, she doesn't change it till,
the very until she fucks him in the car.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
I was fine with that scene, by the way.
It was very well shot.
I mean, that was some of the most realistic fucking I've seen on.
Yeah, it kind of was. I was like,
Yo, what the fuck?
y'all niggas acting? Y'all dating?
It's like, you sure that ain't, what's his name, baby?
Joshua Jackson fitting to be pissed. That'd be hard as an actor. I'd be like, yo, I went and saw Queen and Slim today. Yo, what the fuck? I thought you were saving that for me. She was like, nah.
I mean,
You all right? You be all right? What we do is real. Like, yeah, what y'all were doing look real to me. So he's like, look, at a certain point, Uncle comes in. He's like, y'all need to get the fuck out of here. Y'all need to bounce. And so they take one of his cars, the most obvious of cars, and they get the fuck out of there. They get the fuck out of Dodge. They set the truck on fire, and they take his very blue Cadillac, I assume, and get out of town. What's nice is like this entire scene of the two of them sort of driving through New Orleans, or probably just general Louisiana, is shot incredibly well. Yeah. Right? Like, especially it's like, as bright as it is, they do a really good job of focusing on how beautifully dark they are, and like that contrast. It takes real talent to shoot black people, especially dark-skinned black people, properly, in my opinion, because most of the time they look very washed out or something like that. They do a really good job with the cinematography here. So,
and people are getting way better at it. Like, and it's usually black cinematographers.
That is correct.
Because they know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah. It's like, like instead of just making us all look like we need a bucket of fucking lotion be poured on top of us because you're almost whiting us out by doing way too much bright
You know
light.
who doesn't know how to do it properly? Tyler Perry.
He does not.
That nigga know how to light a goddamn thing.
Well, he has all the scenes pre-lit, so people just walk into the room. Fuck whatever the person looks like. Well, it's just
fucking ring lights.
No, all he does is black movies, so you would think they would be pre-lit with like
proper lighting. Right.
No, they all pre-lit.
I guess that
for the lightest black person setting.
I guess that would require work ethic.
Yeah,
he got plenty of that. He writes a lot.
Does he?
Yeah, he does.
He writes a lot.
Does he write a lot? Like
whether it's good or not.
Is it just like a template, and he just kind of switches the names around?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. Fuck that nigga.
Our next movie is a Tyler Perry movie, isn't it, Micah?
No, it is the furthest thing from a Tyler Perry movie.
I don't think that's. I think further has a different definition for you and me. It ain't that different for me.
Oh no! Look, in terms of quality, right there.
Yeah, okay.
Look, I would argue that shit better.
I enjoyed it more. I don't yell at the screen like an asshole when I'm watching it. The two of them go to some sort of juke joint in the middle of, it might as well be a forest in Louisiana. And this is where they start to kind of vibe with each other a little bit more. They can kind of put their hair down a little bit.
Daniel Kaluuya's character goes up to the bartender and is like, hey, let me get 2 bourbons. And the bartender's real friendly. And you're like, oh, maybe the bartender wants to fuck this dude. Maybe she does. I don't know. But she's like, hey, these 2 bourbons are in the house. Because, I know who you are. And he's like, oh, shit, we being recognized. We being recognized for all our acts and shit. And she was like, yo, this is a safe place for you. You at base. You on base. Can't nobody tag you.
Okay. So this is a good point. How do you feel about that? Like, if there was a story of a black couple who killed a cop, do you lionize them or do you go?
I don't lionize them, no. But I don't necessarily shun them. But you
let them drink at your bar for free?
You know what I would probably do? I would probably be like that mechanic that we see later on in the film. That's what I'll probably be like.
I don't know if I would give them a free drink. I'm not going to turn them in. I'm not going to snitch on them if I know where they are. But I'm not going to, like, nigga, I got to get, like, this is a bar. I got to pay, nigga. Hey. I'm not giving you a free drink.
I would be like $12. I'd be like the mechanic. I'll work on your car for you.
Yeah.
But and I won't turn you in, but you gonna have to stop all that uppity shit. Like, well, I need it now. You get it when I get it.
He was like, "What if you get the fuck out my face?"
I can get it done. Yeah, I think I would probably. I'm somewhere in that region where I'm not gonna snitch on you unless I thought what you did was like, nah, these dudes ain't innocent. Yo. These people are mad guilty.
Oh, yeah,
like if I got the footage.
If I saw the
right,
footage,
but if I saw the footage,
could infer
like,
from the footage, like that cop was wild.
bugging. And I've been pulled over so many times. I'm like, nah, fuck that nigga. I'm not turning him in.
Like if I saw a cop, like remember that video of the cop like beating up that like homeless black woman, and if she had like got his gun and shot him in the head, I'd be like, ladies drink free. I get it. So like I understand it. Though there's a scene later on that I alluded to earlier with a black cop, and I'm like,
yeah, that was
no.
like, yo, this is
nigga, what kind of Marvel fantasy world is this movie taking place in? Where's Iron Man?
Here's the thing. Yeah, it was
Black
ridiculous.
cops are worse. They're worse.
Here's the thing. It was ridiculous, but I'm not gonna say I didn't cheer it on. I was like,
I was just kind of like,
that's dumb, but cool. Good.
I think I was like, that's dumb, and I think that's where I left it. I think that's where I left it. I was like,
nah, look, my inner blackness.
no,
My outer blackness and my lack of respect for cops.
You're like,
I'm like, good.
like if I was a cop, this looks like something I would do.
If I was a cop, that's offensive to me. I would never be a cop.
Yeah, no, I don't really see that as an occupation of choice for you.
They've soured me on the occupation.
They've soured me.
All of them. So it kind of breaks my heart when I see some of my homeboys from back in the day. They're cops now. I'm like,
nope. At this point, they drive by like a horse farm or something, and like Micah said earlier, Slim is like, I'm gonna get on this horse. That's not a good idea. 'Cause you on a horse without a saddle. And you get thrown off and you end up like fucking Christopher Reeves. You'll never fucking walk again. Fuck that.
You ever been on a horse?
Yeah. They're fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
They're super
I
dangerous.
was on a horse because my stupid ass was like, oh, I want to take my wife out on a date. So I was like, well, we've never been horseback riding. That's romantic, right?
Hey, is this the one where you had the slave guy pull you?
No. That was later in Jamaica when we had the slave pull us so I went on horseback in the water. That was cool. This one was okay, but this one, like it hurt my knees, right? Because
you on a Shetland pony?
It's not a. I can see how people will bow leg,
No, that's exactly why. Yeah.
Right? And they were like, just trot a little bit. And I'm like, and first of all, they don't give me the big horses, right? So here I am.
Would you want a Clydesdale?
I want something that don't make me look bigger than the fucking horse, yo.
You're nowhere near as big as a fucking horse.
Nah, yo.
They had you on a Shetland pony. Did your feet touch the ground when you were riding?
I look like I'm on a fucking pony, yo. Like I look like I'm too tall to be on some small horse, yo. But whatever. They put me on a small horse, and they're like, oh yeah, just trot. And then the instructor. He was, it was a kid, right? Because it was a family at a farm they were letting people ride horses on. He was a kid, and the kid is just like, all right, I'm going to take off. Pew! If you know anything about horses, they run in packs, yo.
Yeah.
So the horse I was on just started galloping, just taking off, and I'm scared to death, yo. And then they'd come back, and they're like, oh, yeah, okay, sorry. So I'm like, yo, get me off of this fucking thing, yo. Because that's all I thought about was fucking Superman. This is how Superman died, yo. On a fucking horse.
He
didn't die, but
the rest of
right. I was gonna say it was worse.
Right.
Yeah.
Superman can't walk. What kind of shit is that? It's one of the greatest Chris Rock jokes. It's fucked up. Yeah. No, the horses are mad dangerous, dude.
Yeah, they are.
They're mad dangerous. But so
it's fun though.
It is fun.
Yeah.
Actually, it's fun.
I recommend you get on a horse, Terrence.
I've been on a horse.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me, nigga.
I'm surprised you've been on a horse and you don't want to get in a kiddie pool.
That's weird.
I don't mind kiddie pools because I can stand up.
Fine, a real pool
Yeah.
with real ass adult.
If I will not get in a pool of water if the water is 6 feet 4 inches. That's it. That's it.
The second you're 1 inch below water, you're done.
That's it. I'm done. I'm done.
Aren't you concerned about your safety?
No.
What if you're on a boat?
I've been on a cruise once. I'll never do it again.
Oh well, a cruise, nigga. If you fall off a fucking cruise boat, yeah, it's a wrap for you.
Yeah, exactly. Because I can't stand up.
You're an idiot. You're a goddamn idiot. Learn to swim, nigga. You're 50 years old. Get out of here.
Nah.
Nah, I'm not
Made it a half
I'll
a
be
century.
fine.
I'm all right.
All right, we'll see. We'll see how much longer you make it. So their car, the car water pump goes up, and so they stop at a local mechanic shop. You want to take this, Micah? You were talking about you would be this guy.
He had to push that goddamn car all the way back to the mechanic, right? And the mechanic is like, look, I can do this. I can do this in, X amount of time. And they were like, yo, I can't, we need this ASAP. And he was like, all right, if I push it, I could probably get it to you by the end of the day. And eventually, like, they get into a conversation where the mechanic recognizes these two. He's like, of course I recognize you. You're the guys that killed that cop. And the mechanic was basically like, look, I don't necessarily agree with what you did. And you're lucky I'm working on this car for you. And I'd have just taken my ticket and gone home. And they were like, well, you weren't there. And it's like, I don't give a fuck.
Like, you right, I wasn't.
Yeah, I wasn't. But guess what? Tough titty. Like, you want me now? If you want me to do this, you got to pay me to do it.
Yeah, it was $2,000 to do it and have it done by tomorrow.
And
he
look,
was like, look, if y'all need it done by tonight, it's an extra $500.
Yeah.
And they were like, shit.
And look, I don't fault this guy, yo. I really don't fault this guy. I know, some people will probably be like, nah, that's fucked up.
Like,
But
it's my business, nigga.
yeah.
Like, I got to put in extra work.
Right.
And I got to work faster.
Right. So, no, I like the fact that this character is different. That not all black people, because every other black person in the film,
Just cheers them on.
Right. But that's not how life is. And, we are not all a monolith. And this guy,
I can appreciate that.
I can appreciate it. Like, he's like, look, I'm not gonna rat you out, but like, I'm not gonna give you a break either. Like, I'm not gonna do all this work for free.
Yeah, she asked, like, well, you ain't going to give us... Oh, well, Slim was like, you ain't going to give us some kind of discount? He's like, no.
For what?
Like, what the hell?
Y'all nigga be dead in a week. Give me my money now. Yeah, so they also meet the mechanic's son, who very much lionizes them.
Yeah.
And
Before that, Slim. So Queen has been like, look, you can't call your family.
Yeah.
And at this point, Slim sees a phone. He's away from everybody. He decides to call his dad. He's like, Dad, hey, how you doing? And the dad is like, what's up, man? You okay? And Slim is like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm trying to get to, and then the phone hangs up. And you see Slim's face, and he's like, oh man, maybe my dad must be real disappointed in me. And then we cut to the dad, and it turns out that the FBI is there with the dad. Yep. And Slim was about to tell them where their ultimate destination was, and the dad hung up the phone because the call was being
like,
traced.
what's your problem?
Right.
You dumb motherfucker.
And he stopped Slim from
Ratting
telling
himself,
him,
basically.
incriminating himself. Right. And then the cops are like, oh, I should arrest you for aiding and abetting a fugitive.
Go ahead, nigga, do it.
Like, fuck off, yo. Fuck off.
It's his son. It's the most human thing in the world.
Right.
So they meet.
I like this scene.
I love that
The
scene.
fact that he called his father, first of all, I'm like, nigga, what are you doing?
Right.
Wait till you get to your destination.
No, don't even do it then. Don't ever call.
Yeah, don't call. Yo.
Don't ever call.
I mean, you don't have to tell him where you are.
No, but they could be listening.
Yeah,
they could be
tracking.
What's Cuba's extradition rights? Or
I don't know.
I don't think they have any. That's why Was it
Asada Shakur.
Yeah, she's still there, isn't she? She was like,
Deuces.
nigga, I ain't never coming back. Never coming back. So they meet the mechanic's son, who lionizes them, and he's very, very impressed by them. He thinks they're heroes, and that comes into play.
Yeah, that part made me fucking angry, and I'm
Really?
like, this is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, but he makes the kid says something to them that I thought was really fucking terrifying, which is, I want to be immortal
Right?
too.
I know, and as a kid, but I was still like, yo, what the fuck is this? It just bothered me because it just didn't make any goddamn sense.
It scared the shit out of me because young black boy.
Yeah,
and I don't want to raise my son to be stupid, and this was kind of dumb, but at the same time, right? Like, he's a kid, right?
Yeah, kids do stupid shit,
and that's the only like leeway I gave for this particular scene, because I mean, I guess that's why the scene exists, but like, still, I'm like, what are you doing?
Well, that's looking at people from that perspective of not seeing. I mean, it is very much a child's eyes, right? You're not seeing any sense of nuance to Queen and Slim. You're just seeing them as they killed a cop. Cops are bad.
Awesome.
That's it.
I don't like cops. They always treat me like shit.
And that's all it is, right? There's no consequence to the actions. They go to visit.
Flee.
Yeah.
Well, no, they go to visit her mom's grave. Before
Oh,
that.
yes.
And this is where they sort of again are vibing a little bit more. And before that, they had that infamous picture taken.
That picture's dope.
It's a very cool fucking picture. Yeah, it really is. By the kid. So they head off. And they go visit her mom's grave. And that's the moment where they connect, right? Like, they really truly connect. And then they connect physically and have sex in the car. All under the backdrop of a protest happening against the cops about Queen and Slim.
Right,
and that kid is there. And as these two are
as Daniel Kaluuya is sucking titties on film. I mean, look,
do you think?
I ain't mad at you.
I like Hershey kisses.
Hey, I get it. This is a good scene.
Can we do another take, please?
He's like, I don't
think I nailed it.
I got it right this time.
Like, she's like, I think you nailed it. He's like, no, I don't think that I did. I don't think that I did. I'm a consummate professional. Yeah, she's very, very, very attractive. And yeah, they're having a good time. They are.
Yo, they fucking for real, yo.
Yo,
they really are.
Yo, she is riding this nigga like this is a business. Daniel Kaluuya is like, man, I deserve this after Get Out. Jesus Christ. I went through some bullshit in that movie. I deserve this. He's like, thank you, Lena Waithe. Thank you for writing this in. So they have sex, and like, again, the backdrop is this protest that's going on, and one of the riot cops goes up to the kid, and he's like, look, you need to get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm not gonna arrest you, I'm not gonna hurt you, but I will arrest you if you don't leave. And the kid just pulls out a gun and shoots the cop in the face.
Yeah, I was like, what?
And then of course he gets killed.
Right.
Because
again, you can't fucking shoot a cop and get away with it, especially if you're black.
Yeah. That's not gonna be a thing.
I don't have that type of like feeling for anyone or anything. Not anyone, anything. Like, I like a movement that I'm willing to die for it. And I don't know if I'm broken or not, but like,
no,
I'm not going.
I mean, maybe if I was alive during like the civil rights movement, maybe.
Yeah.
But me right now, like, I can't imagine this kid being this kid's age right now and being willing to, like, this kid was like, yo, come at me, bro.
Yeah.
No, I'd be like, do not come at me, bro.
Like, I
I'm
can't
gonna go home and
imagine.
play PlayStation.
Right, like I can't imagine, man. And look, maybe it's just the circumstances that I've been born into or whatever. Like I get it, everything is circumstantial, but nah, yo.
So okay, so I also want to talk about. I agree with you. I don't think there is a movement that I'd be willing to just like be at a protest and be like, yeah, let's.
Yeah, like I'm willing to die to get Bernie Sanders elected. You know what I mean? Like,
They go, what?
you know what I'm saying? Like,
He about to die to get Bernie Sanders elected. What the fuck? 114 years old. No.
Right.
But what about democracy? I'm like,
Right.
I mean, sure, but at the same time,
like as like
is it effective?
and like to be serious, like
Nigga, I am serious.
when all those black people were being murdered by those cops, like I felt for that, and I felt for all their families, and I I went to a rally, because look. Honestly, the only reason I went is because my wife wanted to go, and I didn't want her to go by herself because it was a gun rally or so, a gun rights rally, and I didn't want her to go by herself. That's the only reason I went. And I feel for those people, but I'm not willing to say, hey, let's go here and let's
Sacrifice ourselves.
right. We gotta institute a violent revolution. I'm not about that, yo.
Mike is a perfect example, everybody, of why your bullshit Bernie Sanders revolution will not happen. And that's not me saying something negative to you. You are the vast majority of Americans, because life is not that bad here. It might be bad in some aspects. And like you could say, well, racial injustice and da-da-da-da-da. That is all true.
Yeah.
But it is not the civil rights movement where they are literally lynching niggas and shit like that. It is not.
Right.
You can go home, turn on a PlayStation 4, and play a video game. It ain't that bad.
Right.
For you, it's not.
Right. And it's like, as far as this Bernie Sanders revolution bullshit, it's mostly white people. They have it far easier than.
Oh, I want to start a revolution to make sure.
You want free healthcare, you want free college and all that other shit. That's fine.
So do I.
Like, I don't want to get shot by a cop.
Right.
Right.
That's
what the fuck?
That's my thing.
Yeah, so why don't you go. Look, if we're going
to. Shut the fuck up.
Right. Like, and again, and I make this joke all the time, and I'm very serious about it, which is they want a revolution, but like, niggas didn't protest the NFL by just not watching the NFL. Like, the easiest protest of all time, just don't do something. You don't got to get up from your couch. You just got to watch something else on TV, and niggas didn't do it. And it ain't just black people, white people too. They didn't do it.
They're like, whoa.
Give up the pigskin?
Whoa.
Yeah.
I can't watch the Patriots?
Right, exactly.
Nah, we got to talk about this for a second. Like, okay.
Fuck Colin Kaepernick.
But you're going to go out and, like, protest. Cool.
No, you're not.
We'll see what happens.
Right.
Like, and I believe in protesting. I think protesting is very important. I think it's a big part of American history. It's certainly a part of Black history. But I'm also not going to be as ignorant enough to say that protesting is the only thing that ever changes something. It isn't. It isn't. And I'm also not gonna pretend that like me getting slightly cheaper healthcare is enough of a reason for me to get the brakes beaten off of me. It's not.
Right.
It's not. And it's just because most people's lives are pretty comfortable. Like people, like in our, our political group, we have a political podcast. If you don't know that, look for it. This one guy was talking all this shit, like, how can you say that in February when, Martin Luther King's, history and all this other stuff? I'm like, one, don't do that. Like, don't try to compare anything that's going on to what Martin Luther King dealt with. Bernie Sanders is not Martin Luther King, and you aren't either. Shut the fuck up. Which is just a fucking offensive. Two, like, nigga, this isn't Venezuela. Like, this nigga's, look what they're doing in Venezuela. Nigga, you on Facebook, sitting at some office with air conditioning and heat. Nigga, they ain't gassing niggas in the street. You're sitting at home. Shut the fuck up. You are nobody. You're not a fucking Venezuelan soldier. So just knock it off. Like, this idea of you ready for some revolution, you're not. And like, no. And I mean, look, this idea of this kid killing this cop, it is so fucking extreme. And it's extreme for a reason, right?
Yeah.
But the 99.9% of people are not there yet. They're just not there. We watch it on TV. We see something like, look, again, you can type all your fucking comments you want on YouTube. Oh, I would. You ain't doing it. So shut the fuck up. You're not.
No, you wouldn't.
You wouldn't, yo. You're not going in protest and trying to like shoot cops. You're not. So like, just knock the shit off. Like, doesn't mean you have to be okay with it. It doesn't mean you have to kowtow to power or anything like that. But this idea, like, I go out there, I'll be the first one in line showing y'all niggas how it's done. You're not Black Dynamite, yo. Shut the fuck up. You're not. You're some nigga on the internet. Like, you're not. You're not doing shit. So it's just like, look, is it possible that we get there if shit got really fucking horrible? Sure. Yeah. But we're nowhere near that. And there's a lot of reasons why we're not there, right? Like, we've been lulled into complacency in a lot of ways and everything else. But, like, I got a wife and kids. Like, or a wife and kid. Like, I don't have the luxury to just be like, I'll just sacrifice myself for this movie. I don't. Sorry. I don't. I'm not going to because I'm scared. Like, if I'm being honest, I don't want to get fucking shot. Yeah, I don't.
I feel like getting shot doesn't feel like, I don't think it's fun.
Y'all niggas act like this shit is a video game. This shit is real life, man.
Right. You're not just going to duck under a corner and then you just magically regenerate health.
Right, niggas that shit hurt, yo.
Bullets hurt.
They're real. Niggas get shot every day, B.
I mean, if you don't know what the next movie is,
oh, man. People frantically Googling it who don't know. Oh, really? Is that guy an actor? Sure.
Yeah.
Sure he is. But yeah, I just like that scene. It's disturbing.
Yeah, I was like, and the cop is kind of like, yo, what are you doing? He's like, look, you got to get out of here. Like, what, are you going to shoot me? He's like, no, I'm not going to shoot you, my nigga, but I'm going to arrest you if you don't leave.
Yeah, the kid was like, all right.
Like, fuck you. Bow. Like,
do you think it was on purpose for them to have the cop be
black?
Black?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, and not only black, but also like, I'm not gonna hurt you.
Yeah. She did that on purpose. It was purposely done just to be like, look, not all cops are bad, but like, look, yo, just get out of here, please.
I don't even know if it was not all cops are bad. I think it's,
I'm just doing my job.
That your blackness kind of, I think she thinks that blackness supersedes blueness.
I feel like you've never met a black cop before.
This is the first.
That's why the scene later. I'm like, this is not real.
This is the first of two scenes that happen in that movie where
black cops
where blackness overtakes blueness. It doesn't.
No, nigga. No, it does not. It's blue over everything.
She's from Chicago. She should know better. Right?
Again, this is a fantasy movie, yo.
Yeah, it's a fairy tale.
Yeah. Fucking
it
Thor,
actually is a fairy tale.
Fucking Thor shows up at the end credits. Like, no, black? No. Black over blue. Not ever. No. The only time black is over blue is that little sticker they put, and literally black comes before blue, and then black again. That's the closest you ever get to that. No. Knock it off. So they're resting as Slim is trying to get to his refraction point. That's for you. Apparently he took what was it? Whatever that drug was. He took two pills to he took two pills to kill it. She was like, damn, I need to rest. They go to Flea's house, and what's it? Chloe's Mr. and Mrs. Shepherd. For some help. And this is weird because it's Flea playing a completely reasonable role. And a neighbor.
Flea with clothes on? Like not in tighty whities?
Not in tighty whities, with a shirt on, not screaming and acting crazy. But he was like, what? It's a shirt?
Yeah, it was fucking bizarre.
I was like, when's he going to do something crazy?
Who the fuck? I'm like, is that Flea?
I was like, why are you not playing bass guitar in Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Did he cover up his tattoos?
Oh, that's a good question.
Also, because I don't see any tattoos.
Yeah, he's like super. Yeah, he's super tatted up. Yo, and he looks like somebody's cop dad. Here's a weird thing. Do you know that Chloe Sevigny? Do you know she gave a real blowjob in a movie?
Yeah, Brown
once?
Bunny.
Yeah. That's a wild fucking story. The guy who she blew wrote the story and directed. He was like, This actress is going to suck my dick for me. And she was like, I'll sign up. What are you doing? This nigga's a scam artist. He was like, no, I need an actress who was willing to make huge mistakes in her career. And she did that shit. And he busted her mouth. I was like, yo, this is unacceptable, yo. This is a real ass movie. It's a real movie. You can find that scene on Pornhub, which is wild. Like they're like, yo, this is a straight Pornhub.
It was a blowjob.
It was.
The fuck?
It's super wild. That's it. Yeah,
Right, you hit 2 categories: blowjob and celebrity.
You do. So while they're hanging out at their house, Flea sees like the house being surrounded because the neighbor recognized them as they were going in. So they run upstairs and they go to
fucking neighbor.
Well, Flea gives them the next item on their quest to get to Cuba.
He gives them the direction to Carmen Sandiego's house. Yeah, he's like, look, here's who you need to talk to, and here's the directions. So it's like a SWAT team comes in his house. He's like, where are they? And they go and they check upstairs, and Queen and Slim had hid under a bed, which is like the worst place to hide. And the SWAT team comes in.
Oh, during this scene, right before the SWAT team comes in, right? Because we need to mention this part. The wife, who is like, I don't know if I want a couple of cop killers in my home, Flea. And Flea is just like, yo, just chill. We're not racist. We will do anything for black people, right? Because that's what insecure white people think that black people want to hear. All right, that we'll do anything.
100% kowtowing.
Right.
We don't, actually.
And the wife is like, we
don't trust it a lot of times.
Yeah, I don't trust it. You can do it all you want. I'm
Give me money.
It's not going to affect my opinion of you. But
you give me a couple of dollars.
The white woman, the wife says, there's a bounty on your head, $250 a piece.
That's a lot of money.
That's a whole lot of money. She was like, yeah, we
can use that.
We could be out of a mortgage. This house could be paid for. And Flea is like, yo, just calm down, woman. And she's like, okay.
So let me ask you a question. You got 2 people in your house for $500,000.
Maybe we should save that question for later on in the film.
Okay.
Maybe we should save that question.
500. Nice knowing you.
So like you said,
hello?
The SWAT team
over here?
The SWAT team comes. They're like, where are they? Swear to me, right? And the homeowners are detained. Queen and Slim stay on a false floor. How
did they know it was there?
Flea just said go upstairs under the bed.
Yeah, I would have been like,
he told them earlier, like there's a bunch of fucking hidden.
Oh, right. Yeah, he said
all over this house. Yeah.
So they stay there overnight. And it's daytime, and Queen is like, yo, I'm getting out of here.
Nigga, this scene, I laughed my ass off. Like, yeah, go ahead, Miss Know-It-All. You got it.
So they're like...
that second floor window.
So
see how athletic you are.
Yeah, she was like, jump and roll. He was like, all right.
Shit. So they're like, she's like,
shit up.
She's like, yo, we gotta leave, but we can't leave out the front because they're probably there. And Slim is like, well, can we at least check to see if they're there?
Yeah, right, what the fuck?
She's like, no, we got to jump out this window. I'm like, yo, you are getting real extreme. I mean, there's a bunch of bed sheets right here. I've seen this in cartoons 1,000 times. We could just tie it up to the bedpost and just rappel down, right? No, she's like, no, we got to jump.
Sheet rope.
Right. She's like, no, we got to jump. She's like, the sheet might not even have to go all the way down. We can only jump halfway down. She's like, no, we got to jump right now. Tuck and roll. I've seen Tom Cruise do it all the time. And then she jumps out and lands on her shoulder. She's like, all you got to do is bend your knees when you hit the ground.
Which is true.
Right, it's true.
And then you roll.
Right, but still, nah, yo.
Nah, she jumped out and fell to the side.
You are terribly unathletic.
Yeah, I was
Jesus Christ!
I was
you
like,
control your body in the air.
Yeah, she was like, yo, I'm a lawyer, yo, I'm not a gymnast. That shit was fucking hilarious. I was like, you're terrible at this.
Like a fucking family guy fall. Legs arm all fucked up. Like, okay.
I like that he does it after her and he's
He was
fine.
like, damn, that looked like it hurt.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely hurt. She just hit her whole. She just blew the whole
Dislocated her
left
fucking
side of her
shoulder.
shit up. God damn. So he takes her into this garage to like help her to put her arm back in place. This is how I know I've watched way too many movies. This is the nicest, gentlest way I've ever seen someone's shoulder get put back into place. Normally they're like, hold on a second, bah! Like,
The
it's crying.
lethal weapon method.
Yeah. You damn near try to rip their arm off to do it. He just raised her arm lovingly, and it was fine. And then Barack Obama standing as a cop. He did kind of look like
what the fuck?
He's like, yo, I think I heard somebody crying with my gigantic ears. And this white cop was like, it's just nature, nigger. Calm down. Because you know he wanted to say it. He even called him a boy. And the cop was like, yo, I'm not a boy. Get the fuck out of here. And he was like, you know what I meant, nigger. And and so the black cop was like, look, I'm going to go check it out. And again, I don't like cops. White cops especially. So he goes to check it out. Meanwhile, Queen and Slim are in this car in the garage, and they're trying to get keys. They can't find any, so they start to try to hotwire the car with a screwdriver. And they eventually get the car started. And just as they get the car started, the garage door opens, and it's the black cop. And he sees them. He recognizes them. And he's like, nah, get out of here.
He was like, yo, you know what? I'm going to show that fucking asshole white cop that's my partner. I'm going to let these two cop-killing fugitives go.
So is he affected by the fact that he just had a racist interaction with Boss Hogg back there?
I think that's the...
that was the catalyst. Right?
Yeah.
So he was just like, yeah, kill more
That's
white
all
cops.
it took. That's
Just
all it took.
one time.
I mean, it's probably happened before, but you know what?
Many microaggressions. This scene, again, if Thor returned from from wherever, like in fucking Infinity War, in this scene, I'd be like, that makes as much sense as this black cop letting these two go. Get the fuck out of there.
He's seen the footage. He saw the footage of them shoot that cop. And he's like,
All right, well, what was he going to do if he caught him with the white cop? Was he going to appeal to...
blasted them, the two of
probably
them
not
would have
shoot him like the white cop probably would have shot him. I don't... look, again, I'm not a fan of cops in any capacity.
The worst interaction I've had with cops have been white cops. But black cops have not been far behind. They have not.
This part just is another one of those things that is just so unbelievable to me. And that the term fairy tale, like you're using, like that is...
Yeah, I mean, it is. And again, I'm not going to lie and say I wasn't, it didn't make me feel some kind of way. I'm like, good. Let them
Yeah, because,
I get that. I get that.
I get it. And I get the emotion that it's trying to stir, right?
Because it's not very realistic.
Right, it's
in
not
any shape or
realistic.
form.
Right.
No.
But it's something that you would want would want to happen.
Well, and it's just like the Bonnie and Clyde, classic Bonnie and Clyde story. You are rooting for them, even though they are villains. In a way, they are villains, right? Like,
I mean, are they?
They aren't direct villains because them killing that cop was deserved, but they still are cop killers, right? So at the same time, like, you can understand why he would be the way he is, but yeah, like, in the eyes of the general law in the universe, they're bad. Yeah, they're criminals, right? They're bad guys. So, but yeah, that guy was just like,
But if you shoot a cop in self-defense, is that a crime?
good luck.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it's like legitimate self-defense,
There is no legitimate self-defense.
and you shout a cop, like,
Yeah, no one's going to believe you.
No one's gonna
over
believe
the cop.
You would have to have
at
video
this point-
you would have to have video and audio of the cop saying, I am doing this, I'm trying to murder this black person because I'm a racist cop and he is trying to defend himself just solely out of his own preservation. I hate niggers. My badge number is blah, blah, blah. And then you shoot that cop. That is the only way you're getting off. And even then they'd be like,
Yeah, but you didn't have to shoot him. He was unarmed.
they'd be like, What the fuck?
Like,
Yeah.
come on. Yo.
I don't think there has ever been a I've shot, and I could be totally wrong. I shot a cop in self-defense and that by a black person and they've gotten off. A white person, I 100% believe it. Black person, no, I doubt it. But if you know of any, send it in. I'd be loving
There was a story about the Black Panthers. Some cop pulled over 2 Black Panthers and he ended up getting shot, and that Black Panther got shot as well. And I mean, I think they got convicted initially, but it was overturned because he was a racist fucking cop. Turned out he was legitimately a racist cop that had done some shit like that previously. I can't remember who they were though, but I was listening to that Behind the Bastards show.
Oh, the one where it's like the bastards who killed Black Panthers.
Yeah, and it was one of the stories. Yeah, they shot him. They both died, but it turned out he was a fucking dick. So they eventually overturned. So it's not the same thing, but yeah.
I just can't imagine that's common.
No, not. I'm not saying it's common, but like.
By common, I mean never happened. I just can't imagine.
There's got to be some situation where like there's got to be self-defense. Like we've seen these cops doing this shit now.
I know, and they get off.
Video, and they keep getting off, but like at some point,
yeah, get
my fucking nerves.
I agree. While driving down to Florida, Queen hangs out of the car, and she has this moment of like freedom or what have you, and she demands that Slim stop being a bitch and do the same thing. And he's like, all right, I'm not gonna be a bitch, I'm gonna do it. But he's like she's out there like, yeah, and he's like, yeah, like he's barely putting himself out there. He's like, and he almost fell out at one point. I'm like, nigga, hold on to the roof rack. What are you doing? And he's like, he's scared. Because I'd be scared too, because I don't want to do that. But again, I don't feel like they're affecting each other equally at all. Like, I just don't. I really don't.
I don't know if maybe I worded it differently. I don't know if him influencing her is what I mean, but her lightening up, like her not being a bitch to being someone who is
reasonable.
Yeah, tolerable.
Right. Tolerable, right. I feel like that has more to do with just getting to know him and not so much him affecting her. That
fine.
Sounds a little weird.
Yeah, all right. I know what you mean.
Right.
I don't think she necessarily affected him, but it's just the situation that they're put into. It's kind of like,
well, again,
this whole thing is her fault. But as time goes on, it's kind of like they get to know each other.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like
you said, she lightens up, and he doesn't necessarily change.
Right. He changes in one very specific way, and they do it on purpose, which is when they eat, he doesn't eat the way he did before. If you've noticed that, when he's at Flea and fucking Brown Bunny's house, he doesn't. He eats like, or it's either there or later. I can't remember, but he eats totally normal and quiet. Like it's made to the point, like it is a point of like he has changed. Right. So I found it interesting. So they're sitting in the car. They get to this place in Florida. They don't see anything. They're sitting in the car, and Queen gets in the back, and she asks him to have Slim tell her a story so she can fall asleep. He tells her this story about asking all of his family members where babies come from. I didn't really get the point of the story. Like, I didn't feel like it was telling us anything extra. I don't know. Maybe I just missed it. I could be an idiot.
I mean, you are, but I don't understand it either.
Right. Okay.
I forgot what the hell he said.
Yeah, like babies are products of two people who love each other, da-da-da.
And his brother was just like, babies come from people fucking. Now leave me alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Is she supposed to be pregnant? Is that the implication?
Who knows? She probably is. Like, she probably is.
Yeah, I mean, they were just raw dogging in a swamp some fucking way. Which is how I assume all children who are born in New Orleans are conceived. I don't know. Just saying. The next day,
that sounds like a Louisiana love song. Raw dogging in a swamp.
I like New Orleans. That's a great city, man. Highly recommend it. So they're sleeping in the car, And the next day, a man who I can only assume is Amir's uncle in Florida, he shows up with a shotgun, and he's like, yo, y'all need to come with me. I can help y'all. This nigga is Black Florida personified.
Yeah, I don't think this nigga's an actor.
He's not an actor. This is a nigga who lives down there. And they're like, oh, you know the Shepherds? And he's like, hell yeah, I know the Shepherds. He's like, y'all can just stand out here if y'all don't believe me or not, get caught by the cops. And they're like, all right, we're gonna go with you. And this Floridian nigga takes him back to his place, sets up these people who've got a plane. He's like, look, let's drive down there. We got to be down there in an hour.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He says, all right, you can chill. We can get, my boy said that he can get the plane. We can leave first thing in the morning. And they're like, no, you need to call him back and tell him we need to leave ASAP. So he gets on the phone. He's like, yeah, yo, they tripping, yo. They need to see if you can get the plane done any quicker. All right, bet. I'll tell them. Okay, we can leave in an hour. Nigga, what?
Yeah.
12 hours to an hour? That's why I was like, yo, nah, yo, something ain't right. Something ain't right.
Well, Flo Rida takes them to... he drives them to this place an hour away. He's like, yo, we got to go right now.
Yeah, because it's an hour away.
So he's smoking weed while driving, which is very safe. And
It's the safest place to smoke weed, apparently. Right?
If you're Jack.
That shit made me so goddamn mad, yo.
He didn't even want to tell you that story, yo. He was like, Terrence is going to be so pissed. I was like, yeah, nigga, he's going to be. So...
No, he was in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in the car with him.
No, I'm talking... Oh, did you not hear there's another story.
With Jack.
No.
Yeah, I think he didn't tell you the story. Yeah, you're going to be furious. We'll tell you offline.
Oh.
White people have a privilege that you cannot imagine. So they're driving. Flo Rida is like, look, I got this weed, trying to hit some of this. And so they eventually are like, yeah, all right.
Like, nah, I'm good.
At first, yeah, he's like, no, I'm good. And then eventually he's like, you know what? Yeah, let me smoke this weed. And so they both do in the back seat. And they're like, they're you know, they feel like they're gonna get away with it, right? So they're like, they're finally letting their hair down a little bit, and like they can kind of relax. Look, I'm not trusting any nigga with all gold teeth. I'm not. Sorry. By the way, for people who don't smoke weed, they really took to it quite easily. Not a single cough. I found that to be amazing. But
She never said she didn't, right?
no, but he didn't.
He doesn't.
This thing was smoking like a professional. Yeah, I believe she did. I mean, it's not like she believes in the law. This chick is the worst lawyer. So they eventually get down to this airfield. He drops Queen and Slim off. He just breaks the fuck out. He's like, there you go. I got you set up. There's an airfield. There's a plane that's running. They're good to go. They get there and they're like, yeah, they're holding each other's hands and they're walking and everything is great. And then come behind them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 police vehicles, and they hear the sirens and they slowly turn around. And then one of the cops, all the cops jump out and they got guns drawn on them. And the one cop, female cop, I don't know if that was on purpose or not, gets an itchy trigger finger and shoots Queen right in the chest, killing her immediately. Slim, obviously heartbroken, isn't listening to the cops' calls for him to get on the ground or anything like that. He picks up Queen's body and is walking towards them, and then eventually they just shoot him like several times in the chest, killing him as well.
Yeah, I was like, why? Why do they shoot?
Right.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Like, he doesn't have a weapon because he's got a human being in his hand.
Yeah, I'm like, that was really stupid.
Yeah, you could have arrested him, actually. But Bonnie and Clyde don't get away. They get shot. Yeah. So, like, it is what it is. What's fucked up is we find out that, like, the Florida nigga's the one who turned them in. Like, it was all a fucking scam. This nigga was counting $500,000 in his house.
All right, look.
You an asshole.
What I will say, I've said it before, and I will say it again.
I got debts, nigga.
I am not to be trusted. If you don't want me to know something, do not tell me. Because there is a chance that it might come out.
Damn.
And especially if what you don't want me to know is worth $500,000.
That's a lot of money.
I'm not saying I would. I don't know what I would do. I'm saying there's a high probability that I would.
Damn. You gonna really dog this nigga out?
I don't know these people.
That's fair.
Yo, what the fuck? I live in a trailer in a swamp in Florida. I'm living in a trailer down by the swamp. Like, what the fuck?
Every bit of money that guy has been invested in teeth. Like, he don't have no money.
What's he gonna do with the 500?
He gonna live in a trailer? Because guess what? That nigga gonna blow all that money in the strip club in 2 weekends. In 2 weekends. Because he's stupid.
I ain't look, yo. What y'all doing?
Good night, everybody. No, I don't think I would turn that
That's
in.
a lot of money, but
I don't think I could live with
I
myself.
don't think you realize the disdain that I have for cops.
I get it.
You got 500,000 different types of disdain?
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's a lot
I
of money,
hate y'all.
man.
Nigga, they over there, though.
Look, I
Don't
get it.
call me.
I 100% get it.
I don't think I could, you know.
But
I don't think I could.
I don't know if I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
I don't think I could. That's what. I don't think I could.
I'm
not a snitch.
I don't think I couldn't.
You asshole.
500 grand is
That's a lot of money.
A lot of fucking money.
Like if it was $5 million, yo, y'all gotta die. Like,
this 5 million, whew, buddy. I'm like,
look, y'all gonna get caught anyway.
Like, I'm sorry for your loss.
Look, y'all gonna get caught anyway. At least allow me, a black man, to prosper off of your death.
I'll
send money to
try
your
to, like,
family. $50.
have them rename a library after y'all or some shit. I don't know.
All right, Bernie.
Be your own people, man.
Yeah.
No, but it would be,
what
though.
everybody said. It's like it'd be your own people.
Yeah, but it would be though.
Yeah.
Yo,
Pretty much.
nigga, and kill a nigga, Florida. Yeah, 500 grand go a long way.
We find out the characters' names for the first time during the news report. Slim's name is Ernest Hines, and Queen's name is Angela Johnson. According to the writer, the divergent worldviews of the two protagonists were based on the differences between Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X.
No.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't at all. She's supposed to be Malcolm X?
I'm assuming.
No.
Again, like after starting,
no,
like watching the movie in the theater, not knowing like her reasoning for the shit that she did, and then like starting to watch interviews and shit like that about the writing process and what she was thinking as she was writing these characters. I'm like, no. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like which one is which? Again, we're assuming that she's she's
Malcolm X
because and he's MLK because he's more passive,
right?
And she's more like
stern,
a dumbass lawyer.
Right. Malcolm X was really smart.
Yeah, like
really smart.
That doesn't make any sense. That just doesn't.
Yeah, that doesn't make.
It's
sense.
That's an overly simplistic.
Yeah.
And keep in mind that's from IMDb trivia, so
all right.
Who knows? I'm just going to assume that some white person wrote that.
Yep.
Just to try and seem smart because that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I would rather you just stick to Professor X and Magneto are based on those characters, those people. Like that's a better hot take than this movie is.
So all in all, this movie I think had potential to be more than what it is.
100%.
I'm a little disappointed. Like the elements are there, but they're like tied together with silly string. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just not strong. It's not as strong as I would have assumed from her.
So there you go.
I still look forward to more stuff from her. I'm not going to write her off, but this didn't hit for me. the way I thought it would.
Yeah.
Any score changes?
No, my score changes. It's the same.
Yeah.
2.5.
I'd probably give it somewhere between a 2 and a 2.5. Like,
Yeah, I'm at 2.5.
it's fine.
Yeah, it's not
It's
bad.
fine. It's
just
not
fine.
bad. It's not bad at all. But it's just there's something about it that just doesn't make, like, the decisions that the characters make throughout the movie just don't make sense, and it just kind of takes me out of it because I keep going back to, well, if you hadn't got your ass out of the car, you could have filmed everything within the car, and then just
Shit, you don't even have to turn around.
right,
You're right.
right, just fucking flip the bitch into selfie mode and just record that shit.
Yeah, it's not hard.
And that has sound.
Right.
Right, right.
There you go. All right, that is it for episode 169, Queen and Slim, and we will be back with another preview episode next week.
See you.
Take it easy.
Bye. You're watching the Black on Black Cinema YouTube channel. Make sure you check out our full reviews of black movies, past and present, and every other week we do a preview episode where we talk about a random topic that affects the black community.